Hello and welcome. Welcome to February's newsletter. And we are here just sort of transitioning into coming to the end of some seasons for some of us and starting new seasons for other of you. And it feels like there is this shift that's going on, which for myself this month has been quite a physical thing. I've been really sort of not feeling quite like myself with different symptoms and different things going on in my body. And it's really important to sort of recognize what your body is saying to you in terms of that spiritual meanings for yourself. For myself, I suppose I never really correlated the process between my physical symptoms and what was going on in my mental, emotional body. And a lovely talk that I gave this month, I was talking to the students there, this lovely group of ladies, sort of saying, I'd worked with in the spiritual realms, if you like, with my tarot reading and different healing techniques. But it wasn't until I was in my 30s that I started to piece together that the body is a barometer, that it is telling me that things need to change, and what is it that I have to change. And January has definitely been a process like that for me, where I have found it quite unsettling within my physical being. And like some people, I do get a little bit of my drama queen mind that goes on. And I start to imagine, oh, I could have this, and this. It just gets a little bit out of hand. So eventually I will go to the doctors and have all my tests done. And everything's absolutely great. My subconscious mind, my intuitive mind was saying, you're absolutely fine, Phyllis. But I think I needed to, on some level, have that quantified so that the work that I was going to be doing would have some meaning and that it would be a place that I could launch my healing path from. And when I sort of talked to this lovely group of ladies last week, that was really what I was trying to say to them. It was that process of a spiritual life, being spiritual is really being hyper aware of what your body is saying and what that means for you. So for myself, I have some really good tools or go-to tools that I utilize in looking at my symptoms. And I thought I would just share a couple. One of them is the old classic, Louise L. Hay, which is Heal Your Body. I've been using this along with my chiropractor because she has got everything linked to the spine in here, all of the organs, um, and just how that affects your body. And I have to say, we're now just on a care and maintenance with my spine. So I've worked through some of my emotional processes with that particular tool. And I'll just keep checking in and checking in and checking in with her book. This is, the third or fourth copy that I've had because people borrow it and then I never get them back again. So this is my permanent copy. But it's really interesting her perspective of how she looked at the body, along with Caroline Mize. Both of them, those authors, I should say, really got us to think about what our body was saying and how we have the process that we can heal ourselves with. The other book that I use because I'm a theta practitioner. So I do theta on lots of different levels, with its basic, advanced, manifestation, rhythm to perfect weight, digging deeper, all of those certifications that I have. But this book is my go-to book, and quite often I will use this in my sessions. So if I'm dealing with someone with really physical symptoms, then I'll do the disease and disorder. So the theta healing book, and this one it's quite a thick book, as you can see, but it helps me to get down to that bottom beliefs of what I'm struggling with. It certainly helps me get down to the bottom beliefs of what my clients are having to deal with as well. Along with all of that, then there is your natural healing, my natural healing. So my anti-inflammatory, my amber is on most of the time. It is an anti-inflammatory, it's an analgesic, a pain relief. So I'll just wear that, I'll just sit and I'll play with it and rub it, and it's just part of my unconscious healing process. So quite often I'll wear different pendants that will support my physicality. And the other thing that I have been using is my Arcturian healing. So bringing in my guides and working with my Arcturian guides to get right into the physical parts of my body where the symptoms are most prevalent, and then actioning a healing there. So there's lots of spiritual tools that we can utilize to help us make us feel well. One of the things I did say to the group on channeling, it was a talk on channeling, was that we have to really support ourselves first. I think when we first begin to open up spiritually, we're so busy giving messages to other people, we're so busy supporting other people with our brand new tools, and it's really exciting, and we get very excited. But what I did stress to the ladies last week was that we need to actually heal ourselves first. Although we've got all these wonderful gifts and tools at their fingertips, quite literally at our fingertips, then we should be applying those tools to ourselves so that we can then be of service to others. We can't give all of our energy away and then not have anything in reserve for ourselves. So being kind, being self supporting, being selfish, even, and bringing your tools to yourself and using them on yourself, I would highly recommend that. What I would also just say as a caution, if you have got physical symptoms, which some of your spiritual tools can't alleviate in any way, by all means, go down that lovely clinical route. I tend to go down the clinical route first, and then I'll do the spiritual. So I'll always get myself checked up by my doctor first, and then I'll come back to, okay, so it's definitely something I need to be really aware of and I need to start working on. So, what that's meant for me as we've come into February is that I'm a bit more optimistic and a bit more positive about my physical well being, a bit more optimistic about what the year has ahead. And I think in sharing some of my experiences with people and seeing that reaction, both from these videos, these small vlogs that I do, from my newsletter, people emailing in and telling me how they're feeling, from the continued support through people purchasing my courses and my joining my classes, etc. I feel a bit more optimistic about sharing myself. I have been quite hesitant over the last 3 or 4 years. I've sort of withdrawn myself on the physical level. I put myself out there on the digital level, but I have certainly not been present in the physical level. So I'm really excited to be offering my Reiki attunement classes again. We've got the crystal healing course, which is starting in March. I've got my crystal healing kits all ready to be handed out to the students. So there's a real sense for me that on a physical, mental, and emotional level, whatever my journey has been since 2016, 17, it's time for me to just sort of step back into an arena of being open and available for people, new students. So I'm really excited about all of that. I think from the feedback from that small talk that I gave, I think there are still people who are looking to expand their knowledge, their wisdom, to sort of find the right tools. And that's one of the biggest questions that that sort of has come back from the students the other evening is, well, where do you start and how do you start? And I think you need to start at the very beginning. You need to understand who you are as a person. So, my online psychic development course, which is the top selling course, between that and the crystal healing course, those are the two top ones. Um, you need, once you get that basic foundation in understanding your clear skills, then other courses will appeal to you and you'll know how to use the tools to open up your intuition, but to bring forward really meaningful insights into your own life and other people's lives. And the crystal healing course, if you've just got a passion for crystals, which I can, I'm getting the feedback from my Crystal of the Month videos. People are really enjoying those. That you know, you in that basic level, crystal healing certificate, level one, where even just learning how to switch your crystals on and off, that is a mind blowing process for students. And I think, you know, those are two really good initial courses that people seem to get a lot from. They've been out there for quite some time. And yeah, students from all over the world have really enjoyed them. So if you're thinking about, well, how do I start? Where do I start? Then maybe those are the ideal places to start. So I'm hoping that if you have had a really physical month, not feeling quite yourself, funny physical symptoms, aches and pains, lethargy, feeling tired. I know Alison in Thailand emailed just yesterday to say that she's been very tired. What is that all about? I think you need to look at what is weighing you down, what has been coming into your life that has been taking that energy from you. And if it's just old people, old thoughts, old memories, then maybe it's time to move them on to create clean and clear space around you for the new energy to come in. So, once again, thank you for your time. I hope you found some of that information relevant to yourselves. If you need any more information or you want to just reach out, then absolutely email me. I always love to hear from you. So, until we meet again next month, take care of yourself and namaste. Bye for now.